and welcome to Alt Protein. I'm Danny. I spend my days in research and clinical training. I came up through psychology and I'm now studying nursing. So a lot of my time goes into reading the actual science behind the wellness tools people get excited about online. Recovery is one of those areas where the marketing has gotten way ahead of the evidence. There are dozens of devices promising faster recovery, better sleep, and a calmer nervous system. Some of them are backed by solid research, some of them are backed by good photography. If you train hard or just live a high output life, recovery is where your results are actually made, so it's worth knowing which of those tools earn a place in your routine and which ones don't. In this video, we'll walk through the main categories of recovery devices. I'll give you my honest read on which one and show you where the strongest evidence sits. Before we get to the gadgets, let's get clear on what we're recovering from. There are really two things going on. There's tissue recovery, which is your muscles, your joints, the local damage from training, and then there's the nervous system recovery, which is your body's ability to drop out of a stressed, switched on state and back into rest and repair. Most people obsess over the first one and ignore the second, but your nervous system is the layer that helps regulate sleep quality, resting heart rate, and how well you absorb a hard training session. The devices on the market usually target either of those two layers. We're covering 5 categories today: red light therapy, pulsed electromagnetic field devices, usually called PEMF, cold therapy, breathwork tools, and nervous system support, which is the category I think most performance-minded people are sleeping on. I'll tell you what the research actually supports for each one, where it's strong and where it's thin. Then we'll spend real time on the category I find most interesting from a recovery standpoint. Let's start with the one you've probably seen all over your feed. Red light therapy, sometimes called photobiomodulation, uses specific wavelengths of red and near-infrared light on the skin. The idea is that this light interacts with your cells and supports energy production and local recovery. And here's the fair version. The evidence for muscle recovery and reducing soreness after exercise is actually reasonable. A number of published studies have found that red light used around training can support muscle recovery and reduce markers of muscle fatigue. So this isn't false marketing, there's a real mechanism and there's real data. Where there's a need to be mindful is around some of the marketing, especially around fat loss, anti-aging, and total body transformation. The strongest evidence is local and specific. The other drawbacks are cost and consistency. Good panels are expensive, and you need regular sessions for it to be meaningful. Dose matters too. More is not automatically better. Too little may do nothing, but too much, too close or too long may reduce the benefit, and because these devices use bright red near-infrared light, especially near the face, you should follow the manufacturer's safety guidance and use eye protection where recommended. So red light is a legitimate tool for tissue level recovery, but dose, wavelength, distance and timing all matter. Keep your expectations matched to the evidence. Next is PEMF, which stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy. These are usually mats or pads that deliver low-frequency electromagnetic pulses to the body. The claims cover everything from recovery to sleep to circulation. And I want to be honest here because this is a category where the enthusiasm often outpaces the evidence. PEMF does have legitimate clinical uses. There is research supporting its use in certain bone healing contexts, and some evidence suggests it may help with pain and function in specific musculoskeletal conditions. For general athletic recovery in healthy people, the evidence is much thinner. The studies are often small, protocols vary, and consumer devices can differ massively in frequency, intensity, and build quality. The drawbacks are cost and clarity. Premium mats can be expensive, and it can be difficult to know what frequency, intensity, or protocol is actually right for your goal. PEMF also may not be suitable for everyone, especially people with implanted electronic medical devices, so that is something to check with a qualified professional. A lot of people genuinely feel relaxed using a PEMF mat, so that's worth something. Lying still for 20 minutes is itself recovery, but I can't confidently tell you the device is doing the heavy lifting there. So PEMF isn't a scam, but if you're spending serious money expecting a big athletic recovery boost, the data doesn't really back that yet. Cold therapy, cold plunges, ice baths, cold showers, this is probably the most talked about recovery trend of the last few years. And the honest read is that cold can be useful, but it depends entirely on your goal. For reducing perceived soreness and getting a mood, an alert boost, the evidence is reasonably supportive. Cold exposure reliably activates your nervous system, and some studies show it increases norepinephrine and dopamine after cold water immersion, which may explain why people often feel clearer and more switched on afterwards. The trade-off is timing, and some research suggests that regular cold water immersion immediately after resistance training may blunt certain signals and adaptations involved in muscle growth. The evidence isn't airtight, so I'd hold it loosely, but it's worth knowing. There's also a safety piece. Cold shock can spike breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure, especially if you plunge suddenly, so approach it carefully, particularly if you have cardiovascular concerns or you're new to it. Cold therapy is a legitimate recovery tool, and a cold shower is, after all, free. Breath work, and this is where we start moving from the body into the nervous system. Slow, controlled breathing is one of the most direct, evidence-backed ways to shift your body out of a stress state. When you slow your breathing, especially the exhale, you can influence autonomic balance and nudge your body towards rest and recovery. A number of published studies have found that slow breathing protocols can promote relaxation and may enhance heart rate variability, one of the best markers we have for recovery readiness. The limitation is that it takes practice and consistency, and it's hard to know if you're doing it well without feedback. There are apps and tools that guide the pacing, and those help. But the core point stands. Breathwork is free, well supported, and useful. It works on the exact system most recovery devices are trying to reach indirectly. So hold on to that idea, because it leads us straight into the next category. So this brings us to the category I find most interesting, which is targeted nervous system support. Your vagus nerve is a major part of your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and recovery side. It's heavily involved in heart rate variability, digestion, and how quickly you settle down after stress. Breathwork influences this system indirectly, but there's a category of devices that aims at it more directly through vagus nerve stimulation. The idea is to gently stimulate a branch of the vagus nerve to support that shift into a recovery state. The most practical non-invasive versions work through the ear because a branch of the vagus nerve is most accessible at the outer ear. This is a promising area, but it's also one where placement, waveform, intensity, and device-specific research all really matter. There are inexpensive ear clip stimulators online, and the quality varies a lot. Some may deliver current to the ear, but that doesn't automatically mean the signal, the target, or the protocol has been studied for vagus nerve stimulation. So if you're going to explore vagus nerve stimulation, the question is whether the device you're looking into has been supported by extensive research. That's where one device distinguishes itself. The device that stands out in this category is Nuropod, made by Parasym. Nuropod is a small, non-invasive wearable that clips onto the tragus, which is that little flap of cartilage at the front of your ear. That area provides an accessible route to stimulate a branch of the vagus nerve. Nuropod uses Parasym's proprietary auricular vagal neuromodulation therapy, which is trademarked as AVNT. That's a specific scientifically tested waveform, not a generic pulse. Here's the simple version of what it's doing. You clip the device onto the tragus of your ear, it delivers the AVNT waveform to that branch of the vagus nerve, and the goal is to support nervous system regulation and help your body shift out of stress mode and towards relaxation and recovery. In real day-to-day terms, people can use Nuropod to support relaxation and recovery, and there's ample impressive research using Parasym's AVNT that has reported positive changes in HRV and related markers of vagus nerve activity, although outcomes vary by study design, population and protocol. And I want to be careful with the language here, but this is about supporting your nervous system's own ability to regulate. It's a recovery and regulation tool. So what research actually backs this up? And would you really use it every day? Both those questions matter, so let's run through these together. On the evidence side, Parasym's technology represents more than 10 years of research and development and over 10 million in investment. Technology has undergone more than 60 completed scientific studies with over 100 ongoing. That's the AVNT trademark waveform being studied, not just marketing claims about an ear clip. The neuromodulation technology has been used across more than 5 million user sessions. It is used by over 1,000 licensed healthcare professionals and has been involved with more than 150 international recognized research institutions with more than 10,000 customers worldwide. I'm not going to tell you any single study is the final word because that's not how research works, but compared to a generic stimulator with nothing behind it, this is a serious, well-studied technology platform. The other standout factor about this device is that you would actually use it. A cold plunge needs space and commitment. A red light panel needs you to stand in front of it. With Nuropod, you clip it on and carry on with your evening. You can read, work or wind down while it runs. The best recovery tool is the one you'll be consistent with. And Parasym offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. Everything in this video sits on top of your recovery. None of it builds the base for you, and the basics may be boring: sleep, food, how hard you're training, how you handle stress. A device won't fix a month of 4-hour nights, and nothing else here will either. It's definitely worth addressing the basics first. After that, a device like Nuropod has something real to work with, rather than trying to compensate for a system that hasn't had the basics in place. So, how do you actually choose? If you're targeting tissue level recovery and soreness, red light and well-timed cold therapy are your evidence-backed options. If you want to work on your nervous system, start with breath work because it's free and genuinely useful. And if you want a structured daily, well-studied way to support nervous system regulation and recovery, that's where Nuropod stands out because of the depth of research and how easily it fits into a normal day. Match the tool to the layer you're trying to recover. Get your fundamentals right first and be honest with yourself about what the evidence actually supports. Thanks for watching Alt Protein. Subscribe for science-led conversations about health. See you soon.